Hi, everybody. Happy Feel Good Friday, my friends. How are you doing? How has your Friday been so far? I hope it's good. I hope I'm about to make it better. How are you? Hello, YouTube family. Everyone is in the house. Hello, hello. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Anita. It's so good to see you guys. Hi, Jan. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Norma. Hello. Facebook's making their way in. There's Miss Michela and Robin. Hello, hello to all of you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, you guys, we made it through another week. Who is ready to celebrate the weekend? I am. You guys want to know what I'm doing to celebrate my weekend? Colleen and I are going to take the entire studio apart and put it all back together again. Doesn't that sound like a fun thing to do? No. But what makes it fun is that Colleen is going to be here to help me do all of those things and keep me organized because she's way better at organization than I am. Evelyn wants to know how Vega is doing and can we see Vega? You unfortunately cannot see Vega today. Q took her to work with him. And so Vega is out on an adventure with her pops today. She's out doing dog things with her dad. I don't know how that looks or what it is they're doing. I don't even know, but he was like, I'm taking Vega with me today. And I was like, are you sure about that? Are you really sure you want to do that? And when he left, he had like, I teased because I'm like, we need a diaper bag for our dog, you know? Because he carries out, he's got a blanket and he's got like her squishy pillow and he's got all of her toys and stuff. And I'm like, really? Like, you need all of this? Like, what? So, yeah, it's apparently take your dog daughter to work day. I don't know. But yeah, so Marianne says that does sound like fun. Love to organize. I do like to organize too. I'm just not super great at it. And Colleen's going to help me to be a little bit more efficient in here. And that's going to help overall with the kit production. I don't know if you guys have any idea what it looks like when I put the kits together for Feel Good Fridays, but it is always one of those situations where it gets worse before it gets better. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing something like, so it looks like the desk exploded. There are beads and totes and things all over the place. And it's not exactly the easiest way to work. So Colleen's going to help me work all that out so that I can be more efficient when I am making kits for you guys for our Feel Good Friday shows and for our projects on Tuesdays. That also means that I'm going to be doing an updated studio tour soon. So you guys will get to see how it is that Colleen and I finally decide to organize everything here. I'm really kind of looking forward to it. So, oh my goodness. Happy National Chocolate Cake Day, says Sam. Oh my. Really? I wonder if brownies would like fit into that category. I mean, I know it's not cake, but like I'm trying to like, I don't do box cake because I managed to make a volcano out of them. But I do have some brownie mix in there. Like I can celebrate cake day with brownie mix, right? I don't think there's any rules. There's no rules, right? There's no rules when it comes to chocolate. All right, everybody. So enough chit chat. Let's get down to business, shall we? It's always a good day here for Feel Good Fridays. And I say we're getting down to business, but we're always very super casual here. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with our Feel Good Friday show, let me give you the quick little rundown. So on Feel Good Fridays, that's exactly what we're going for. We're looking to make you feel good. I put together some jewelry pieces for you that are easy, instant gratification jewelry that you very easily can recreate. And I make that super easy for you by putting them together in kit form, which you can purchase from my Etsy shop. The team drops the links in the chat, so it's really easy for you to go to do your shopping. You grab the kit and I ship it off to you. You can come back and rewatch this video again and again on replays if you need a refresher on how to put the piece of jewelry together. And that's pretty much how it goes. It's different from our Tuesdays. Our Tuesdays are just project based. They're usually technique based, and we do a full finished piece of jewelry. On Fridays, I like to keep it light, keep it casual, and keep it simple because I don't want you to be bogged down with technique and overloaded with information. I want to send you into your weekend uplifted, feeling good, and feeling inspired. So that while you're waiting on your kit to get to you, maybe you pull out some of the beads that you've got in your own stash and put together something that's easy, instant gratification jewelry. I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. Beautiful jewelry does not have to be a representation of every single skill you have ever learned, right? And that's what Feel Good Friday is all about. We also do a fun little thing on Feel Good Fridays, which is a maker mix. Maker mixes are small batches of beady goodness, things that I put together that I don't have enough of to create an entire kit out of, but I've got enough of it that I still want to share it with you. They usually have some sort of theme involved. And when you purchase a maker mix, you can put together a piece of jewelry, post it for everybody to see, and then you are automatically entered into a drawing. If your name is pulled from that drawing, then I send you a goodie bag of beady, wonderful fun. And that's all you have to do. We don't even vote on your piece. We just want to inspire each other and just keep our community active. And the Maker Mixes is one great way to do that. So, all right, I've got all of those things for you coming up. I've got a maker mix for you guys today that is red and white. It's very much Valentine's Day inspired. And then I've got, let's see, I've got 3 bracelets and 3 pairs of earrings. I think that's right. We'll find out as we go along. But just in case you're curious, those kits are already over and ready to go in the Etsy shop for all of you who want to shop ahead. All right. All right. I'm going to turn you around and we're going to get started. All right, like I said, starting out with our maker mix. This one is called Lovey Dovey, and it most certainly is a little lovey-dovey. It's all red and white. There are some beautiful Czech glass in here and lots of glass pearls. There are some roses in here, some Czech glass leaves, a couple of druck beads in here. There's a made with love charm that you can add to any of your pieces. There's some little Cupid wings in here. It's just a really pretty red and white mix of beady goodness. So that's our lovey-dovey maker mix. I'm going to sit this to the side and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to string up a bracelet for you guys, and then I'm going to put together a quick little pair of earrings that matches it. I got a couple of those things today, but this bracelet is absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of those things that makes me wish that the lighting in here was better so that you could really get the full effect of this piece. But we're going to do our best. I'm going to do my best to ooh and ah enough to convince you that it absolutely is as pretty as it is. Just bear with me as far as the lighting is concerned. So this is a simple stringing project. This is a really beautiful bracelet, but the star of this bracelet are these Czech lintel beads. Got these from Sam, of course, who has all of the beady wonderfulness. And it's really hard to see this on camera, you guys, but these have that metallic shift. It's not gold. It's not copper. It's not pink. It's not green. It's not blue. It's not purple. It's all of those. And it's definitely hard to see under the light that I have here. But if I were to open the window here, you could really see the flash of all of that metallic rainbow color that is going through these. I think the picture on the Etsy site does it a little bit better justice, but you are just not getting the full rainbow effect from these just looking through the iPad here. But trust me, these are absolutely stunning. I love, love, love these. So I wanted to really kind of bring out the greens and purples in this. So I mixed this with some really beautiful teal colored drucks and then some metallic shift rondelles and some other drucks as well. All right, so it's just a simple stringing project. So we're going to start out with our bead stringing wire and a jump ring. And we're going to start out with our crimp. We're going to thread our crimp onto the end of our bead stringing wire. We're going to loop that through. Now, if you've got a wire guardian in your own stash, absolutely use a wire guardian here. But I'm going to take the bead stringing wire, I'm going to loop it, and I'm going to stick it back down through our crimp. And I'm going to bring in my crimper tool. Hold on to everything here. So bringing in the crimper tool, and I'm going to place this into the back notch and then the front notch. I'm going to place it in the back notch, making sure that those wires are not crossing inside that crimp. We want to be sure that those wires are running parallel inside there. And then when we crimp, It's going to further separate out those wires inside. We're going to put it in the front notch and squeeze it, and that's just going to make it a little bit more compact. So you've got a really small crimp that's not going to take away from your design. Now, if you are a person who likes to put crimp covers over these and you've got some in your stash, feel free to do that. I find that the crimps are so small that they really don't detract from the overall design, so I don't use them much, but it's up to you. All right, I'm going to come in with my cutter. I'm going to trim off the excess, and then we're going to string this up. And just like with all of my other kits, you are welcome to put this together however you want to. You don't have to put this the exact same way that I put it together. Totally up to you, okay? All right, so we are going to start out with a metal bead. Okay, just to kind of get us started. We got a couple of little metal beads here in the beginning. So I'm going to thread on a metal bead. I'm going to thread on one of these funny shaped metal beads. And then 2 more round metal beads. Then we're going to really dive into these colors. Okay, so I'm going to thread those on. Honestly, these are there just for a little extra space. If you need your bracelet to be a little bit shorter, feel free to leave out any of these little metal beads that you want to. But they are a great little way. They are sterling silver beads, so they're not going to turn on you. They're really, really pretty. And it's also a great way to add a little bit of space and to keep the area where your clasp is from getting overcrowded because they're nice and small. Okay. Also a great trick if you are trying to, if you only have a few of your favorite beads and you're trying to kind of use them in a way that, how shall I say, get more bang for your buck with your color, right? If you need to do that, then that's a good little trick for extending your other beads that maybe you have less of. All right. So we're going to thread on one of the teal drucks. I love these because they're kind of frosted, really pretty. We're going to thread on a rondelle. So one of these little rondelles also has that kind of metallic flash to it in all of those beautiful rainbow colors. We're going to thread on a larger faceted rondelle, another small one, a druck, and then we're going to thread on one of these gorgeous lintels. When you put this lintel next to the purple in the flash, there's a lot of purple in this one, or next to these beautiful teal colored drucks, it really brings that color out. So pretty. Okay, and that's going to be our pattern. So we're going to do the druck, the smaller rondelle, the larger rondelle, smaller rondelle, druck, and a coin. And we're going to do that for the entire length. Catherine, it's okay that you have to watch on replay. I'm just glad that you stopped by to say, hey, we love having you here. That's the great thing about our Feel Good Friday shows and our Tuesday shows is that you can watch those on replay, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And you can watch them over and over again. And you know what the best part is? You can fast forward through all my chatter if you want to. And it doesn't offend me. I'm not offended if you must. Because you guys know I could talk to a rock or a bead in this case, right? All right, so there's our pattern again. And now we're going to thread on another one of our beautiful Czech lintels. So pretty. How pretty. And then back to our pattern. And you've probably guessed, if you've not already looked at the picture, that there are some dangles involved with our project. I'm just going to sit those to the side there because I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, where do those go? Those go at the end. You don't have to put them at the end if you don't want to. Obviously, it's up to you as to how you put this bracelet together, but I'm going to use those as some dangles right around our clasp. Jessica says, I think we've all talked at our beads at one point or another, right? And I'm sure that we've all used sentence enhancers when we have been talking to those beads at least once. Maybe twice, depending on the project, right? Oh my gosh. I love the chatter too, you guys. How boring would it be if you came here and were just watching me string up a project in silence? I mean, I don't know. That might be some people's MO, and maybe they mute me, and that's fine. But I like for you to come here and think that we're like, you're beading with a friend, right? We're hanging out together. And depending on how much coffee I've had, depends on how fast that chatter actually occurs. Look how pretty this is. This might be my favorite piece today. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure because there are some really pretty pieces. I've got some tiara cast in the show today that I can't wait to show you. Oh my goodness. Do you guys hear the robot? Talk about chatter. And somebody who can talk to nobody. He's in the drawer chattering to himself right now. Kathy says, I talk to my beads as I chase them across the floor over and over. I feel that in my soul. Same. Okay, another one of our lentils. And we're down here right to the end of our pattern. And then we're going to just crimp and put the rest of this together. So again, super easy, just a little stringing project. Really the star of this project are the gorgeous beads. It's definitely not a technique heavy project, which is good because that's not really what we're going for here. Thank you, Angel. Angel likes my nail color. I do too. It's my favorite. Currently, this is my favorite nail color. And it's funny, when I went to the nail place, they were like, you want pink again, Miss Sarah? It's not spring yet. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired of the winter grays and tans and taupes. I want my pink back. So, all right, there are our metal beads for this. Okay, now we're just going to crimp, and I'm going to attach some jump rings, and then we're going to add our little dangle-doos to this. You definitely can skip that part if you want. Don't have to do the dangles, but taking my bead string and wire through my crimp, looping it through my jump ring, and then I'm pulling all of this down. Okay, again, making sure that your crimp, that your wires are not crossing inside your crimp. You want to make sure those are running parallel. Use the wire guardian if you want here. And then you're going to come in with your crimper tool, place that into the back notch, give it a squeeze. Okay, and then you're going to turn that sideways and put it into the front notch and give it a squeeze. And then you can come in with your cutter and trim off that excess wire because you don't need it. All right, so as far as the dangles are concerned, I've got one that is one of the rondelles and a druck on a head pin with a wrapped loop. I've got two more here. I'm missing a head pin, so we may leave one of ours out. I think my head pin ran away. It's in the floor where all the beads end up, right? So you've got two other choices for your dangles. So you can do, you can add your daisy spacers to either one, or you can split them up and do one with each. Totally up to you. Daisy spacer, one of these metallic drucks that also has that beautiful shift to it. And then you can put another daisy spacer on the top, or you can save that one and put it with the larger one. So you've got two of these as well as the faceted rondelle. Just do a wrapped loop with these, or a simple loop if you want to. And these are going to be your little dangles at the end of your bracelet. So grabbing the wire, bending it over the top of the pliers. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I just realized my round nose pliers are actually in the hallway. That's really weird. Hold on just a second. Fortunately, I don't have to walk far. Excuse me, Albert. So, yeah, my tools ended up in the hallway because Q needed tools for something and didn't want to go to the toolbox, so he got my jewelry making tools. I told him this morning, like, you use my jewelry making tools, that's like, you're asking for a fight. Don't be using my jewelry pliers for whatever project you're working on. It's like, don't use my cutters for cutting paper. Don't use my fabric scissors for cutting paper. Those are things that Those are things that might get you hurt around here. All right, so there's our wrapped loop. And of course you can do the same thing with this one, or you can leave these all out. It's totally up to you. Okay. Now I'm actually going to open up one of these jump rings at the end, and I'm going to thread these on. And I'm going to thread my clasp. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to thread on this other jump ring because I kind of want to separate everything out a little bit, right? I don't want my clasp and my dangles to be together. And I also personally don't like for my dangles to be on the same side as the jump ring where I'm going to attach my clasp. I like to keep my dangles and my clasp on the same side. That way, when I go to put my bracelet on, I'm not accidentally grabbing at the dangles instead of grabbing at the jump ring. But again, it's up to you. It's just, I find that it's a little bit easier for me because I do kind of struggle with a clasp on a regular basis, and anything to make it simpler. I'm all about that. So, all right. Maria says, no, not the jewelry making tools for other projects. I know, right? All right, so there is the bracelet, you guys. So pretty. Again, just super simple stringing project, but those colors are phenomenal. Now, if you want to see a really easy, cool pair of earrings that goes with this, I got you. Check these out. So I'm going to put these, I'm just going to slide this over here to the side so you can see how well these go together. So another kit is this really easy pair of earrings in that same metallic. So pretty. So let's put these together. If you want to grab both, you've got a cute little set. So I'm just going to take a head pin. I'm going to thread on a daisy spacer, a larger one of those faceted metallic rondelles, another daisy spacer. I'm going to thread on one of the tiny little faceted rondelles, and then this really cool textured tube bead, another one of the tinies, and then we're just going to do a simple loop. You can do a wrapped loop. There's not a whole lot of wire left here, so I'm going to leave that up to you. You can make that decision if you want to. I'm just going to do a simple loop so that I'm not fighting with the wire too much, but I'm going to grab the beads, hold those between my index finger and my thumb, and then I'm just going to bend that wire right where it is exiting the bead, and I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, and I'm going to trim off, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire, and then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. Jesse's here. Jesse says it's Friday and I'm feeling good. I feel that. Simple loop, y'all. It's okay if your loop looks more like an oval or an egg or doesn't even look like either one of those things. It's totally okay, because once you put the ear wire on this, nobody's going to notice what shape that loop is, as long as you've got a good connection there. I mean, obviously I want you to practice your simple loops, but I do know that the simple loops can be really frustrating to people. I don't want you to not use simple loops though, just because they are frustrating. Practice them because you'll get better at them, I promise. Even mine are messed up most of the time, so you can give yourself a break. But these are so pretty and so simple, and it makes the cutest little set. And what I love about this set is that it is sparkly and shimmery, but it's also kind of casual. Like, you could definitely wear this if you were wanting to feel sparkly and add extra sparkly goodness to it. But if you wanted to just like pop these on with your blue jeans and you just needed a little extra sparkle, this is enough. You know what I'm saying? Without being like over the top. It's that metallic that's got it going on, but there's so much texture. The texture in the lentils, the facets, the cool texture in the tube beads. Like, it's just a really cool little set. So there you go. So pretty. So pretty. I'm going to set these to the side. We're going to move on. Let's see. What shall we do next? Let's put together a Czech glass bracelet that is just all kinds of yummy. It's all kinds of yummy. You don't believe me? Just watch. Okay, so I've got some beautiful Czech glass beads here. I've got some Czech glass fire polish rounds. that are in this really cool kind of lavender, but also rose gold. There are some tiny little baby ones. This has got copper running all through it. There's a little bird bead. I'm going to show you how to put all of this together. This is all going together on some nylon cord. So this is going to be a super easy project to put together. There are some gorgeous rondelles. These rondelles I got from Danielle. The rondelles come in 2 different colorways. So this one is like the teals and the honey. The other one is like the honeys and like the kind of cream, and then it's more purple. So those are your choices. The clasp for this is one of the beautiful Tiara cast copper thistle shank style buttons. Okay. And I do have a pair of earrings that matches this coming up here in just a second, but I'm going to show you how to put this together first. Okay. All right. So we're going to take some of this nylon cord, and the cord is nice and long, so you don't have to worry about that. We are going to take our button. We're going to start on the button end, and we're going to thread that onto our cord, and we want to drop it to the middle. So just take your 2 ends, bring them together, bring your button down to the middle of your cord, and then you just want to tie an overhanded knot. Okay, now you want to pull that knot close right up next to the shank on the button. Rochelle says, is the nylon cord waxed, or is it wax core, or is wax core different? So this is it's not B-lon, it's S-lon. It's just nylon cord. It's nice and slippery. It doesn't have any kind of coating on it that I'm aware of. And it's definitely not waxed. That's for sure. All right, so now the rest of this is going to just be some stringing, but I'm going to show you how we're going to string this. So believe it or not, these beads are going to go onto both of these cords. So I'm going to thread on a metal bead. That goes onto both cords. Okay. Then I'm going to thread on 3 of my rondelles. Now I'm going to color block mine, but you don't have to. You can put yours on however you want. Okay. So I'm doing the 3 that are like kind of turquoisey color. I'm going to do all of those together. Again, you don't have to do it this way. You can mix yours up. Okay. So 3 and then another metal bead. And we're going to drop that down right up next to the knot next to our button. Okay. Then I'm going to do 3 more of the rondelles. So, oops. Both cords do fit. You may have to wiggle with some of them. Some of the beads have a little bit tighter of a hole, but I find that I didn't really have to struggle much at all with getting both cords through them. I love this bracelet. I cannot wait to show you what this looks like finished. It's so pretty. Okay, so there's 3 more rondelles. Okay, we're going to do a metal bead to separate. And then I'm going to do 3 more. Now you've got some 2 small rondelles. Set those to the side, okay? Use the ones that are all the same size here for this part of the bracelet. Okay, and then another metal bead. Okay, drop all that down. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Now we're going to do the large Czech fire polish. Okay, and we're going to do those in groups of 3 as well. Keep all of your little fire polish in a pile to the side. Okay, we're going to thread these on. And again, they both cords fit through. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're going to do another metal bead. Okay, drop all those down. Okay, we're going to do 3 more. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I got these beautiful tiara cast buttons and the rondelles from Danielle Wicks. I got these gorgeous fire polish rounds from Sam. So this is definitely a collaborative piece of jewelry here. Okay, I'm going to do one more section of the larger. So we're going to do a metal bead. And then 3 more. Okay, a metal bead, and then we're going to tie a knot. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to finish this off. All right, now one of the things about this bracelet, so this is a pretty easy stringing project. There's something I want you to know about this before you tie your knot. And that is, if you tie your knot too tight, you're going to end up, look how blocky. See how that's just, it doesn't work if you pull it too tight. Doesn't make a nice drape. Doesn't give it a nice soft bracelet round. So be sure that when you tie this next knot that you have given yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, you still want your beads to move around and make a soft round shape that's easy to wear. Don't pull too tight. Okay, just check it before you commit to that knot. But we're just going to tie an overhanded knot. Okay, and I like to use my beading awl just to stick it in that loop, bring it all down. You don't have to, but sometimes I struggle with getting my knot nice and close, so that helps a little bit. Okay, so now I still have good movement here with everything. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 cords and we're going to separate them out, and we're going to put 9 of the little fire polish, the small ones, on each side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. Oh no. 4. Let's try again. 5, 6. Okay. And then 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now I'm going to sit that to the side for a second, and I'm going to pick up the other side, and I'm going to do 9 more on the other strand. There's 4, 5. Oh goodness. 6. And then 7, 8, 9. I need to be sure that I didn't add 1 too many beads because I'm missing. Nope, I'm just missing one of my small little rondelle or check glass rounds. That's okay. I'll find it in a few minutes. Okay, or not use it at all. It makes absolutely no difference. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to bring those 2 together and we're going to tie a knot. And what this does is this creates the loop for our button. That's our clasp. So usually we do this the opposite way, right? Sometimes I start with the loop and make it a solid round, but this time we're doing it the opposite direction, and I think it looks really cool. So we're going to just tie an overhanded knot here. Again, I like to use my beading awl. Bring that knot down right up next to, oops, just like that. Okay, now we've got a loop for our button. And then I've got these 2 little rondelles that I can make some little dangles with. Now, you don't have to do the dangle part, but I'm going to thread 1 onto each end. tie an overhanded knot. And then I'm going to trim off the excess. So there's one, and I'm going to do one on the other. And then I'll put this full bracelet back into view here. I'm not completely done. I've still got my little bird. I'm going to show you. Go put your little bird somewhere. Trim off. All right, so this is what we've got. So your button goes through that little loop. How pretty, right? So pretty. But we've got a little bird, and I want to add my bird somewhere. You literally can add this bird anywhere you want or nowhere at all. It is completely up to you. You're just going to take your little bird and you're going to put him onto a head pin. And you're just going to do a little wrapped loop on top of him. If you've got an extra of the fire polish rounds, mine has made its way probably into the floor. Pop one of those on top just to give him a little extra sparkle if you want to. Just do a little wrapped loop. Such a cute, he's just a little baby. He's just a little baby bird. And then I'm just going to attach him to a jump ring, and I'm going to put that jump ring literally anywhere. Okay. Just anywhere you want. It makes absolutely no difference. You can attach him on the loop. You can put him, you know, in the center. I'm just going to kind of pop him between some beads next to a metal bead, like right here. So I'm just going to kind of wiggle that jump ring. I mean, you can string him on as you're putting your bracelet together, but sometimes it's good to put him on at the end so that you really kind of know where he's at. Like you can decide where you want him to go. But there you go. So cute. And the colors are so pretty. They're muted pastels. So it's like we're getting ready for spring, but it's not, you know, it's not over the top in your face color. It's very muted. They go really, really well with all other colors. And of course you've got that beautiful tiara cast button, which I absolutely love. And all the colors in these beautiful Czech glass beads. And your little bird. Can't forget the little bird. Okay, so if you love these, right? Or you love this bracelet and you want the earrings, I got a pair of earrings to go with it. Okay, check out the earrings here. So the earrings are the thistle charms, and some more of those Czech glass, and all of this is in copper. Okay, so I'm going to put these together for you really quickly. Again, a really beautiful little set. If you want the set or if you want them individually, totally fine. But I'm going to take my eye pin, I'm going to open up the loop, and I'm going to thread on the charm. And then I'm going to close that back. All right, I'm going to thread on a bead cap. And then I'm going to thread on the fire polish round. I'm going to thread on another bead cap on the top. And then I'm going to thread on 5 of the smaller fire polish. These are the same ones that were the loop in your bracelet. And then I'm just going to do a wrapped loop and add the ear wire. And those are done. And they're so pretty. You've got this really beautiful tiara cast set with these gorgeous Czech glass beads. So coming in with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers. Coming in with my round nose pliers, I'm going to take the wire up and over. Then we're going to rotate the pliers so that we can take the wire over to the other side. And then we're going to wire wrap in that space between our loop and the top of the top bead here. And we're going to come in with our cutter tool, trim off the excess, add our ear wire, and these are done. So we're just going to thread those on, close those back, and there you go. They're so pretty. So, so pretty. And again, it's that muted, those muted pastels. Some people are not super into pastels, but I find that if you struggle with pastels, wearing them or working with them, if you use the muted shades of the pastels, it just makes it a little bit easier. They somehow become more of like a neutral when you use them in that muted form. It makes it a little bit easier, I think, for some people who really kind of struggle with, you know, with pastels in particular. They can be a little tricky to work with. So, there you go. Another little set. Of course, you can buy individually if you want to, but both kits are available in my Etsy shop. All right, I've got two more things to show you. They don't go together, but they're still pretty nonetheless. I'm going to show you another tiara cast bracelet here. I've got the sample finished, and then I've got one that is in the works. So let me show you the finished one here. So the finished one is a 2-strand bracelet that is knotted together, and it has beautiful turquoise colored magnesite, a large hole freshwater pearl, and then the wander charm from Tiara Cast. So it's got that beautiful tree on one side, and then on the other side it says, "Not all those who wander are lost," which is one of my favorite quotes ever. But this is lightweight, super springtime, summertime jewelry, right? You guys remember, if you've been with me for a while, you know how I love lightweight jewelry in the spring and summer, particularly cord jewelry. That's what this is. So this is on some beautiful hemp in a gray color, and then we've got the slide clasp, which makes this adjustable. So all you do is just pull your ends to tighten it up, or you can pull it apart to separate it out and make it larger. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put this together really quickly. And I've already done a lot of it for you just to kind of save some time. So with your hemp in your kit, you're going to string up your 2 strands separately. So one strand is our oval shaped magnesite and our large hole pearl with the metal beads in between there. And I'm just going to put knots on either end. That's just to keep it centered in your piece of hemp. You're going to do the same thing with the other one, but this one is going to be 3 of the magnesite. You've got 3 metal beads in the middle. Go ahead and slide your bell bead on, and then 3 more of the magnesite. And again, knots on either ends to keep your beads in the middle. This bell bead is where we're going to put that really pretty charm. And we're just going to use a little jump ring to attach that. So I'm going to grab my pliers here. Give that a twist. Thread on the charm, and then I'm going to attach that to the bell bead, and I'm just going to twist to close that jump ring back. Somebody said this will make a beautiful necklace. It absolutely would be a gorgeous, gorgeous necklace. All right, so we're going to close that back. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take my 2 strands and I want to lay those together and even them up, right? And then about an inch, about 2 inches off to the side on either side, I'm going to tie an overhanded knot. That's going to attach these 2 strands together. Okay. So overhanded knot. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you need to measure, use your ruler so that they're in the same place. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it for this one. But you want those to be pretty much the same on either side. The same distance from the center. Okay. All right. So you've got your 2 strands. They're knotted together. Now you're going to take, you've got these 4 strands. You're going to take those 4 strands and you're going to cross them over each other to make your loop, right? And all you're going to do at this point is you're going to take another piece of hemp that is included in your kit, and you're going to do the sliding clasp, which all it is just some square knots. Now I'm not going to do a full 10. There's 10 here. And 10 is kind of what I recommend, just because it gives you nice extra length for your bracelet. But I'm just going to do like maybe 4 here just to kind of show you what you need to do. Okay, so you're going to take your piece of hemp, you're going to take it underneath your 4 strands that are all together. Okay, now if you struggle to keep your strands together until you get that first knot, take a little piece of painter's tape or a little clip or something and clip these together until you get your first knot down. Okay, but what you want to do is you want to center that cord up, and again, keep all these bundled, and we're going to do a square knot. Now the first square knot is always the trickiest, just because it's hard to hold everything together. Okay, and if you need more in-depth step-by-steps of a square knot, there are tons of videos on my YouTube and on Facebook where we've done knotting, and particularly square knotting. So if you need to see this a little bit better than what I'm about to show you, please feel free to go back and look at some of my previous projects. We're going to take this right-handed cord and we're going to create a P shape, and we want that P shape to go over the top of all of the cords that are going this direction, right? And then we're going to take the left-handed cord. It needs to cross over that one, go behind all of this. This is why I say it's a little tricky here, this first knot, because you've got to pick everything up, and then it's going to go up through that P shape. Again, really hard to see this as I am kind of holding everything together here. And then you're going to pull. That's step 1 for your square knot. Okay, and the square knot happens in 2 steps. I'll pull my ends a little bit better. Okay, so that's step 1. You're going to do step 2 to finish off that square knot, doing the exact same thing on the opposite side. Okay, so we're going to start on the left, and we're going to do a backwards P shape with that cord running over the top of those core cords that we're trying to bundle. You take your right-handed cord, cross over that one, and then go behind and up through that backwards P shape on the other side. Okay, and then you're going to pull. That's going to give you the full square knot. It has to happen in both steps, or it has to have both steps in order to be a completed knot. Now, let me just kind of even all of this up a little bit so that it all looks a little bit better as we're going. There we go. Okay. There. Cleaned everything up. Now, you don't want to pull this super, super tight, because remember, you want to be able to pull your ends to tighten or to loosen up your bracelet, right? So you definitely don't want to like pull so tight that your cords don't move inside there. But that's what you're going to do. And you're going to do like 10. You can do less. I mean, it's totally up to you. I'm going to do maybe 2 more just to show you. Okay. So again, right-handed cord, we take that to make a P shape over the top of those cords. Okay. Take the left-handed one, it goes across the top of that one, but then it goes behind everything and up through the P shape on the right. That's step 1. Pull. Okay. And then we're going to repeat that, except on the left. So you're making your backwards P shape. Right-handed cord crosses over that, but goes behind everything and up through your backwards P shape on the left. And then pull. And that is your second knot. Okay. So you're going to do a bunch of those to create your clasp. Okay. When you have done as many of these as you want to do, like I said, I did 10. That's going to give you a little over an inch of knotted area. Okay. When you get done with that, you're going to flip this over to the back. You're going to take your 2 cords and you're just going to tie an overhanded knot. And you're going to bring that knot down to the back of the knots that you've already made, and you're going to put a little bit of glue right there. Now, don't get crazy with your glue. If you do and the glue seeps through, you're going to accidentally glue your bundle cords that you need to slip back and forth. You're going to accidentally glue those in place, and you won't be able to adjust your bracelet. So that glue needs to just go on the very top of this knot. Then you're going to come in and trim off the excess so that there's nothing left. You can see mine is right here. That's on the inside. You don't even see it. I do need to trim mine a little bit shorter, but You get the idea, right? Okay, then as far as your ends are concerned, you're going to have some beads left over. You've got some of these metal rondelles and some of the leftover magnesite. For each end, I put 2 of the rondelles and a magnesite, tied a knot, and then trimmed off the excess. That's going to keep, not only is it cool to have these dangles, but that's going to keep you from, when you open your bracelet up too much, it's going to keep you from having your ends slip through, because as you pull to open, those beads are not going to fit inside, right? They're not going to slip through those knots. So you won't be able to undo your bracelet. Okay. So they do serve a purpose other than just being super cool and looking really cool. So that's your bracelet. I know we didn't finish this one, but I gave you all the steps here. And again, if you need to see those square knots and some other projects, you definitely can check out some of the other projects that I've got. But Jen says, when I make these, I always do it too tight and it's hard to open and close the bracelet. So I find that the first few times that you open and close the bracelet are always the hardest, but the more you work with it, the slipperier it will get. So it will, if you work with it a little bit, pull it and then close it and pull it and then close it, it will loosen up for you a little bit, right? You don't want it to be too loose because then it won't stay tight, but it will get better if you work with it a little bit. So that's our little knotted bracelet with our beautiful tiara cash charm. Again, just super lightweight. This is a cool one that you can put on and layer up with your other pieces. It's definitely a summertime piece in my opinion, but I would start wearing it now because obviously I have spring on the brain. So, all right, gonna set this to the side. I've got one more project to show you guys and then we are done for the day. So if you are like me, you've got springtime on the brain, these sweet little yellow, and they're buttery yellow. These are not like in your face. These sweet little yellow earrings are going to be perfect. Look how pretty these are. So, so pretty. So we're going to put together these cute little earrings real quick. Okay. So we've got an oval, got some eye pins and head pins, and then our Czech glass beads. So we're going to do all of our wire wrapping first. We're going to take one of our head pins and we're going to thread on. Oh my gosh. Where's the head on my head? Oh my goodness. This head pin doesn't have a head on it, you guys. Let's find another one. That's a first. That's a first for me. All right. Well, that's interesting. We'll go with interesting. That's bizarre. I've never had a head pin that didn't have a head on it. Okay. It doesn't look like I've got an extra head pin laying around here. So I'm going to use an eye pin, but guys, head pin is what's in your kit. We're going to throw on our largest of the Czech glass rounds. And then we're going to thread on one of the small ones and we're going to do a wrapped loop and we're going to wrap it directly to our little, directly to our oval. So coming in with our chain nose pliers, bend the wire over the top of the pliers. We're going to come in with our round nose pliers. We're going to go up and over, rotate the pliers so that we can take the wire over to the other side to close up that loop. But before we do the wire wrap, I'm going to open that loop just slightly, and then I'm going to slip that right onto our oval. And I like to use my bent chain nose pliers for this. It is totally up to you to hold on to that loop. And then you're going to wire wrap. So this is wrapped directly to the oval. There's no jump ring. Come in with our cutter tool, trim off. Arlene says Super Chat's not working today. I don't know why Super Chat is not working. I'll have to look and see for anybody who likes to use the Super Chat. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. All right, so there's that one. We're going to do 2 on either side that are just the single smaller of the Czech glass rounds. So another wrapped loop. Patty says it's her favorite color, but it doesn't look the best on me. Well, I kind of like that too. I like yellow. I really do. It's my daughter's favorite color. She loves yellow. But yellow is one of those colors that it either looks great on you or it doesn't look good on you at all. However, I have found that this pale kind of pastel yellow is better. It's definitely better for most skin tones. It's one of those that's a little bit easier to wear as far as like yellows are concerned, because I feel like the brighter the yellow, like the more like sunshine yellows, just for me personally, they tend to make my skin look a little strange. If I have too much of it on towards my face, it kind of washes me out a little bit. But the paler the yellow, I find the better it looks on me. Now, that's just me. I don't know about other people. If you're one of the lucky ones who can wear any shade of yellow, rock it, because I think yellow jewelry is absolutely fabulous. And it's such a beautiful color that does not get used nearly as often as it should. And it pairs really well with other things. Yellow can work with all metal tones. It looks beautiful with rose gold. And it looks awesome with silver. But then it looks good with brown. It looks good with gray. It looks good with black. It's such a versatile color. And I feel like it is so underloved. So if you're afraid of yellow, maybe this pale yellow is a good, like, toe in the water. All right. So there are our 3 dangles. Now, again, I had to unfortunately use a eye pin for this middle one, but in your kit, it is definitely a head pin. Okay. So you won't have the loop on the bottom for yours. Oh, thank you, Brooke. All right. I'm going to open up my eye pin here, and I'm going to thread my eye pin onto the top of my oval and close that back. Ooh, yes. Holly says yellow and purple look good. Yellow and purple are awesome together. I really love this pale yellow, though. I think it's so pretty. All right, so we're going to thread on 3 of those. Now, listen, I realize this is a long linear up and down, however you want to say it, design, right? Long and lean. If that is too long for you, take these off or just use one or don't use them at all. Okay. You can adjust this to whatever kind of earring length you want. If you don't want them to be that long, don't use all the beads. Save the rest of the beads for something else. Okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. But now we're going to come in and we're going to do a wrapped loop. And we're going to attach our ear wire and we're going to call it done. So round nose pliers coming in, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side. And then we are going to do a wrapped loop under our loop and at the top of our bead. We're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off the excess. And if you need to, very gently come in with your pliers to tuck your end, you absolutely can do that. And you're just going to add your ear wire. And these are done. And they're so pretty. Again, definitely a spring appropriate, summer appropriate, but honestly, who makes those rules anyway, right? Like the hemp piece that I just showed you, I'd wear that all year. I just like lighter weight pieces in the spring and summer because it tends to get hot and jewelry makes me hot. But as far as colors are concerned, I'll wear my colors all year. Like it doesn't matter if it's the spring or the summer to me. I would wear these in the winter. And it is still winter, my friends. Check the calendar. It is still January, unfortunately. At least for those of us here in the States, it is still very much winter. In the Northern Hemisphere. I know our Australia friends are having their summer, so we're a little jealous, I think. All right, so those are our sweet little yellow dandy earrings. All right, that's it. I'm going to turn you guys around and we're going to go back through all of our designs for the day, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm still very, very congested, so when I get done here, I'm actually going to the doctor, you guys. I've been unable to breathe for a week and I'm over it. So I'm going to the doctor and I'm not leaving until he fixes it. All right. All right. So these are the earrings that we just put together. These sweet little yellow. They're so pretty. And I think I could get away with that yellow, right? I think a lot of people could get away with that yellow. Just really beautiful, sweet little yellow earrings. Okay. So those were those. Our bracelet before that was our 2-strand, really lightweight hemp bracelet with that beautiful tiara cast charm on it. Our adjustable bracelet so that you can really adjust the size, and has that really cool not all those who wander are lost. And then we had our really cool Czech glass bracelet with the button clasp. Has that awesome tiara cast thistle. I held it the right direction. Thistle button. And this mixture of gorgeous Czech glass beads in all those beautiful muted pastels. And the little bird charm. And then, of course, there were the earrings to match this if you wanted to get the whole set, or if you just wanted the earrings or just wanted the bracelet. That's totally cool. But also in copper. And then last but not least, we had our other bracelet and earrings. So we had these gorgeous Czech lintel bracelet with that awesome metallics. It was just so pretty in that beautiful teal. And then the super sweet little simple earrings to match if you wanted to do both. Really pretty. All right, guys, that's it for our Feel Good Friday show. That's all I got for you guys, which was actually a lot, believe it or not. We did 3 bracelets and 3 pairs of earrings. That's actually a lot. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me on Fridays. Just hanging out with me in general. Even when you come and hang out with me on Tuesdays, I love that too. Thank you for letting me be a part of your beading jewelry journey. And thanks for keeping me company. I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for you. So you definitely you mean a lot. You mean a lot to me. I appreciate everybody's purchases. It helps me to keep the lights on here and helps me to continue to give you tons of free content on Facebook and YouTube. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram page that Colleen has taken over and has been using, believe it or not, because I hadn't touched it in over a year. Make sure you check that out. And that's it. That's it. You guys have an amazing weekend. I will be seeing Hardwired Group at 5 p.m. Oh, I do want to do a little quick shameless plug for Hardwired, guys. Open for enrollment. If you are interested in being a member of the Hardwired team, please come over, apply to be a part of the Facebook group, and fill out all the questions so that we can send you your invoice. We'll get you in. You guys, if you're interested in what it is that we're doing, this week we've been working on this really awesome butterfly heart pendant. And it's just a little sneaky peeky of the things that we do in our Hardwired group. So come be a part of it if you're looking to up your skills a little bit. All right. I will see you guys next time on Tuesday at 1 p.m. for our Tuesday show. Until then, have an amazing rest of your Friday and a great weekend, guys. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.